Your first solo backpacking trip doesn't need to start on some far-off, punishing trail. Sometimes the smarter choice is closer to home, with familiar miles, dependable gear, and a plan you fully understand. Because once you're out there alone, the small details matter. The weather, your campsite, even how well you packed, can all shape the experience. So before chasing the epic version of backpacking, let's begin with the steps that help you prepare, adapt, and actually enjoy your first trip going solo. First, try to pick a beginner-friendly trail, not one that pushes you too far off into the deep remote wilderness. And for added ease, try to pick one that doesn't involve a lot of elevation gain. I know how tempting it could be to want to summit a mountain, but once you're up there, finding your way back down might be a bit challenging for a first-timer. So try to go for one that has more of a nice, even grade, and this will help develop confidence as you work your way farther into backpacking. And if possible, try to find a trail that occasionally intersects with access roads or goes by parking lots. This can be useful if you need to be picked up by a friend, a family member, or a shuttle service in the event you find yourself in a light emergency and may need to bail out. Next, try to keep your hiking distance reasonable. What's reasonable for one may be different for another, so this can depend on one's health or overall fitness level. But overall, don't try to push it too far, and don't try to shoot out like a cannon into the woods just starting off. Ease yourself in, go for a nice steady distance, and take in the sights and actually enjoy the hike. And while you're at it, make sure you allot for plenty of daylight in the evening so that you can get set up and relax so that you're not scrambling to get all of those things done before nightfall. Let's shift over to gear for a moment and take a look at what's often referred to as the big three: your shelter, your backpack, and your sleep system. Instead of focusing too heavily on ultralight and shaving ounces at the moment, let's instead focus on reliability and comfort as we go forward. Used gear and camping supplies are easy to find and often available on places like eBay, Facebook Marketplace, and Gear Trade, often in bundle deals. I bought my first lightweight tent and backpack over a decade ago, and they're still going pretty strong today. Backpacks often range in sizes, so try to pick one that fits you best to maximize comfort. And speaking of packs, make sure to include any medications, supplements, or personal care items you may need throughout the day and night. And it doesn't have to be extensive, but a small first aid kit can be invaluable if you get a cut, a sting, or come in contact with poisonous or irritating plants. Next, know your route, including mileage, elevation, and nearby water sources. Download offline maps to your phone or bring it printed or an official trail map. Be sure to research your destination's area for any parking, entrance, camping fees, permits, burn bans, wildlife considerations, or temporary closures due to weather or federal government shutdown. Keep in mind that some areas require the use of a portable bear canister for food storage, in lieu of a food sack tree hang. Bear canisters come in a range of sizes to best accommodate storage needs and trip duration. Always share your destination with someone you trust. Let them know what time you plan to arrive and when you intend to return home. Additionally, check both trail reports and weather forecasts before you head out. Plan to maintain your route and don't deviate on your way to camp. Don't let weather ruin your trip. Always check daytime and nighttime temps before you head out. 40 Fahrenheit while still in the night feels very different than when you're actively hiking. Even if the forecast looks perfect, pack for rain and colder temperatures than you might expect. Seasoned and environmentally minded backpackers leave no trace. Keep a reasonable distance when camping near water sources, pack out your trash, avoid restricted areas, respect the trail, wildlife, and waterways. As they say, leave only footprints. The more we care for the outdoors, the better it'll be for everyone who follows. Will you carry all the water you'll need for drinking, cooking, and cleaning? Or go lighter and collect your water along the trail to filter or purify? If you plan to treat your water, make sure you're familiar with your filtration or purification method before you head out. That knowledge can prevent you from inadvertently ingesting harmful bacteria or pathogens that can make you seriously ill. This is one category of gear I'd recommend buying new every time to ensure cleanliness and efficacy. There are plenty of options available out there, so choose one that best fits your backpacking style and needs. I've used a Sawyer squeeze for several years, as well as a Ceenoc Vecto, and they've both proven reliable and convenient for both at camp and while on the go. When it comes to trail food, pre-prepared meals from brands like Mountain House and Peak can be a backpacker's best friend. Lightweight, compact, and easy to prepare after a long day. Likely the simplest solution to cooking while out in the backcountry involves a small lightweight stove, fuel, and a lightweight pot or mug. Pre-prepared dehydrated meals are individually packaged with a small disposable desiccant pouch inside, so you'll definitely want to pull this out before continuing. When you're ready to begin cooking, boil an appropriate amount of water, pour it into the meal pouch, stir, and let it sit for about 10 to 15 minutes to rehydrate. This approach saves time, reduces pack weight, and keeps cleanup easy. Just wipe out your pot and you're set for the next meal. If you're buying pre-made meals, choose options you already know and that best fits your dietary and digestive needs. The backcountry isn't the best place to experiment with unfamiliar or potentially unsavory foods. A good restorative night's rest can make a huge difference while out in the wild. Pick a flat, debris-free campsite, and if possible, one free of stinging insects or critter burrows. Clear away any rocks or sticks before setting up your tent. Always check above your site for any loose branches or unstable trees that could fall unexpectedly. If something above looks unsafe, do your best to select another spot to stake up for the night. Don't risk it otherwise. Whether you plan to make use of a rigid bear canister or challenge yourself to a food storage tree hang, be sure to store food, odorous refuse, or scent-heavy items securely and a generous distance away from where you plan to bed down for the night. This will better ensure that no inquisitive bears or curious critters visit you in the night looking for a quick and easy meal. Heading into the evening, use a reliable sleeping pad or inflatable mattress for insulation and comfort. It'll keep you warmer and off the cold ground. Make sure your sleeping bag or quilt is at minimum, rated for the expected temperatures, and wear dry base layers to stay cozier throughout the night. If possible before your first trip, try setting up your gear and spend a planned, low-risk night camping in your backyard. It's a great way to test your setup, identify any gear issues, and make sure you're fully prepared. You might discover that you're missing a few tent stakes or that your tent has a puncture you hadn't noticed before. And trust me, it's so much better to discover that at home than when you're out alone and in the wild. When nature calls out in the backcountry, you've got to be ready to answer responsibly. And that means knowing how to use a cat hole. Start by finding a spot that's at least 200 feet from any water source, trail, or campsite. Look for an area with soft, rich soil. Dig a hole about 6 to 8 inches deep and 4 to 6 inches wide. When you're deep in the backcountry, a lightweight backpacking trowel works well enough, but if you don't have one, a sturdy stick or flat edge rock can get the job done with a bit more added effort. When it's go time, aim for the hole. And if you use toilet paper, the best practice is to pack it out in a sealed bag. In some areas, you can bury it, but check local rules first. When you're done, fill the hole back in, smooth it over, and disguise it with leaves or pine needles. That keeps the animals away and helps the area recover more quickly. Finish by cleaning up with hand sanitizer or biodegradable soap, and far from any streams. It's all part of the leave no trace mindset that keeps our trails and lands beautiful for everyone. When you're heading out on a solo backpacking trip, preparation starts long before you hit the trail. Out there, you're your own backup plan. So it pays to work out the kinks at home first. Lay everything out on the floor and perform a mental or written checklist. You may discover you're missing an important piece of gear or find out that you're actually packing a duplicate item. If you're planning to use a water filter, run a liter of water through it to ensure it flows and filters well. Make sure everything fits, functions, and keeps you comfortable. Test your stove and meals before your trip. It's much better to discover now that something doesn't cook properly or doesn't suit your taste than to find out after a long, tiring day miles away from civilization. Do a full gear test and dry run. Pack your bag, adjust the fit, and take it for a short hike. You'll quickly notice what's missing, what's extra, and what may need tweaking. It's a lot easier to spot and fix mistakes at home, where you have time, light, and backup supplies, than when you're out in the cold, and you're tired and alone in the wild. Preparation isn't just about checking boxes. It's about refinement and building confidence. When you know your gear and trust your setup, the trail feels less uncertain and a lot more enjoyable. The backcountry has a way of humbling us, but it also bolsters experience. When you approach every problem with patience, creativity, and composure, you turn setbacks into stories, and experience into wisdom.